This particular event was sponsored by one of our corporate sponsors, Freedom Federal Credit Union. They do a wonderful job of supporting teachers as well as educators here in Baltimore County, and they're sponsoring this particular event. And we're going to invite Lisa Snodgrass up to the podium to say a few words about her organization. Please give her a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Good morning. Oh, I love it. Thank you. My name is Lisa Snodgrass. I'm the Director of Business Development for Freedom Federal Credit Union. First, I want to give you all, Baltimore County Public Schools, the Chamber, a big thank you. Thanks for giving us a platform, and thanks for joining us today. I'm here just to talk just a little bit about freedom and what we can do and how we can make a difference and how we can support educators as well. So Freedom has been around for almost 70 years. We originated in Harford County, and about a year and a half ago, a little more than that, we opened up our charter. So now we're in Baltimore County as well. So if you live, work, worship, volunteer in Harford or Baltimore County, you're eligible for a membership with Freedom. Our memberships are free also. We're a full-service financial institution. So if you're looking for a mortgage, lowering your rate on your automobile, you're looking for a checking account, or you just want to be able to go in and out of a branch to withdraw and deposit money, save something, educator savings, whatever it is, we're here to help you with that. We do have our first location in Baltimore County over in White Marsh area. It's off Honeygo. If anybody knows where Lib's Grill is, I'm sure some of you do. We're over there in that area off of Honeygo. But one of the things that I'm most proud of with Freedom is because we're a not-for-profit credit union, we're able to do something above and beyond because we're not paying a board or anything like that. So once we pay our bills and get our lights kept on and roofs over our head, we can give better products and services like most credit unions back to our members. And one of the things that we do is we've created a suite of services especially for educators. So our philosophy at Freedom is if we take care of the educator, then the educators can do what they've been training to do for many, many years and take care of the student. So that's why we're here. So if you are a Baltimore County Public School employee, a private school employee, a Harford County Public School employee, or private schools anywhere in Harford or Baltimore County, they're eligible for this Golden Apple program. So there's a Golden Apple program postcard on each of your tables. With this, you don't have to be a teacher. You're like, I'm not a teacher, or my friend's not a teacher, they're in transportation or they're facilities. That's okay, you're all educators. The minute that child steps on that bus or walks through those doors, they're being educated, they're being mentored. So everyone, whether you're the lunchroom, central office, anywhere, you're an educator. So on this, the services that we provide through Golden Apple on here, I'm not going to read them to you, but we have an educator savings that's 2.5%. We have all sorts of things out there for you all, and it's completely free. The wonderful thing about our Golden Apple program is about 2.5 years ago, we opened up our grants, and Dr. Williams was so kind to join us last year when we were able to award our grants to Baltimore County educators. We have 4 grants that we give away every year, so if you're a member, then you can apply for that grant, and our first grant prize is $2,000, and it goes all the way down to $500. And with that, if there's a need, we know budgets are stretched really, really tight, and the school systems are doing everything they can to provide and take care of, whether it's a private school, public school, they're doing the best they can to make things go as long as possible. We're trying to fill a couple needs. So if there's an educator out there that sees a need, and whether they want murals of inspirational people in their lunchroom, or if they want to help their students write books to get published, we're here to help you do that. So your homework would be, since education's the name of the game today, is I'm sure all of you either are in education or know somebody that's an educator in private or public school. You take this, you show them this grant information, show them what Freedom has to offer and how we can make a difference for them, and that we would love to do that for you. Just remember also, I know some of you are small business owners or representing your businesses. We're here to help them also, to help your staff. We do have business accounts, we have auto loans, we have everything, but Also, if you would like us to come and provide lunch to your staff and just for us to spend 5 minutes with them and share what the Freedom difference is, we'll be happy to do that too, and you'll be the hero because you got a free lunch for everybody. So I just want to thank again the Chamber. Thank you, Brent. Thank you so much, Dr. Williams, all of BCPS and all the private schools that are here today. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and just let me know if I can do anything to help you all. Thank you so much.
Very comprehensive. That's a lot of stuff right there. And I like the grant program. We'll have some more information about that. So please put that on your agenda. I think that's some good homework. Free money is always good, especially in these rate times. So definitely put that on your agenda. We'll kind of run through a couple items as well. So our next event, our next monthly member breakfast will be on February 2nd here at the Sheraton Baltimore North. Please put that on your agenda, 8 to 10 o'clock. And then we also have our mega networking event. That'll be on February 9th here at the Sheraton Baltimore North as well. We have exhibit tables available for that one, as well as tickets. That's an amazing event. We have about 250 plus business professionals from all across Baltimore County, all homogenized in one particular spot, being able to fellowship and be able to network. So please put that on your agenda. We're also running the Baltimore County-wide Civics Bee. We're going to be starting that, promoting that next month, actually, and holding that event sometime in April and May. That's essentially a spelling bee for social studies. The idea is that we want to get our kids civically minded. We're doing this in partnership with the Maryland Chamber of Commerce as well as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. So the winner from Baltimore County will be able to they'll get a $500 gift card as well as a nice tablet, which is awesome nowadays. And then that winner will be shepherded over to our state competition where they'll compete against every other county here in Maryland. And then that winner will go on to the national competition in D.C. So it's an amazing opportunity for all middle schoolers here in Baltimore County. We are working directly with BCPS, but it is open to other schools. So if you are a private school administrator, please reach out to me. We can definitely put your school on that particular list. So definitely put that on your agenda as well. Before we get Superintendent up, because I know he's tight, I do want to bring around the group. Do we have any first-time attendees? I'd like to kind of say a little about yourself as well as your business. Kind of keep it to a minute because we do have a group and we do want to be respectful of the superintendent's time. So do we have any first-time attendees? I know we got some right over here, so don't be shy, sir.
How you guys doing? I'm Alden Shankman. I'm from New Life Academy. I'm the principal, K4 through 6th grade. Just continuing to educate our children, our youth, and providing, quality education.
Like it. Thank you. Any other first-timers? Right over here.
Julie Trout. I'm with Rock Church Academy. We're right by Lafayette High School up on Hill. And I also run a summer camp, Camp Rock, and a sports league, Christian Youth Athletics.
Awesome. Any other brave souls? Right over here, sir.
Yep, Gary Stapleton, APT for Credit Union. I'm actually from the financial education department, so I love talking about financial literacy.
Gotcha. Anything else? Ma'am?
Just real quick, I'm Kay Cooper, Grand Canyon University. I specialize in working with paraeducators, anybody looking to get licensed in continuing education. I would love to connect with anybody who has anyone looking to continue their education. I'll pass out some cards in just a few minutes. I thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Great, as well. All right, perfect. So we have Superintendent of Baltimore County Public Schools, Dr. Darrell Williams. Dr. Darrell Williams began his career as a mathematics teacher, love math, at his alma mater, Benjamin Banneker Academic High School, over a 25-year career in the D.C. area. His last role before coming over to Baltimore County was as the Associate Superintendent at the Montgomery County Public Schools, and then he was gracious enough to come over to our particular community to help shepherd our particular kids. I have 2 children that are going to be going into Baltimore County Public Schools next year, so I'm really, really interested about what's happening here, and that's one of the reasons why I rope him in to come into our group once a year so I can kind of stay on his nose and kind of see what's going on here. But he's amazing. I support him, so please give him a round of applause. Dr. Darrell Williams.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation. I always look forward to coming. I believe this will be my 3rd time in front of the chamber. But I want to start off with just reading this passage. Hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So for my English language literature folks out there, Langston Hughes, I remember reading that in junior high school and thinking about what I wanted to become. And as a little inner city kid from DC, you know, there's always, I want to do this, police officer, fireman, and architect. And those were those three areas. And then I started to explore life and understand that education is a good thing. And in order to become any one of those three occupations, I needed to get going, go to school. And I thought about my journey, and thank you, Brent. 6 years in DC Public Schools, 25 years in Montgomery County Public Schools, and starting my 4th year in Baltimore County Public Schools. I have seen, thank you. I have seen it all. I've experienced it all. But I will say, when I first came to Baltimore County, July 1 of 2019, someone said, "Welcome to the state of Baltimore County Public Schools." And what that meant, we are just so different. And I embrace that difference. So Brent, I want to thank you for always the invitation. And as a future parent, he's watching because he wants to make sure his children will be well prepared as they leave high school, whether it's college and career. So today you probably saw me come in and there was a big group picture. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the staff here that are BCPS employees. Today is Team BCPS Blue Day, so we are wearing blue proudly. And for those who are affiliated with BCPS, they probably are wearing blue. I see it in the audience, but I just want to acknowledge that. So I will be getting some pictures because we want to say that we're very proud about our community. We're proud about the work that you do, and more importantly, I'm proud about the work that we're doing in Baltimore County Public Schools. So last time I came, I had a PowerPoint, no PowerPoint. We're not doing that. We're just going to talk and engage. But I do have my one-pager. Last year, the last time, I had it on the PowerPoint. This one-pager that you have at your table really will give you an overview of who we are. And I just want to highlight a couple of areas which I think are important. And then for those who've been in the county for a while, and for all the CEOs and presidents, what I've learned is that we can always tell our story, but you also have to have evidence of the story. Some folks will provide a narrative about who you are and your work that may not be accurate. So I'm really talking to these leaders of schools out there. You got to have your narrative. So a couple of years in the work, I realized I needed to have a one-pager that I can take with me, so no matter what you see, what you've heard, here are the facts. So one thing I want to say, what's impressive about our system, it is one of the diverse systems in the state of Maryland. It is the 3rd largest, and we're over 60% diverse. African American, Hispanic, Asian, and one or more races. Not every school system can say that. Just the other day, I shared with the board, we are now close to 68% of our students eligible for free and reduced meals. 68% eligible for free and reduced meals. 20 years ago, our system did not look like that. Our system didn't look like that. But what that means is that not only do we have the diversity, which we get to embrace all of that different culture of our students, we also have needs and ability to provide resources. And so that's why my budget this past Tuesday was over $2.5 billion, and it wasn't well received. But you know what? It is my job to say what we need as a school system. This is what we need because of our diversity. But our students are doing well. We've had some issues just like every other school system in America. It's been challenging. But when we have a graduating class leaving us earning over $210 million in scholarships, that's saying something not only to about our students, but about our families and about our staff. Those things just don't happen just because. We have put forth effort to say we want all students to be college and career ready. So yes, part of my background, yes, I went to a school which was a college prep school. And I will acknowledge that school wasn't for everyone. And there were times where I questioned, why am I here in this school? Because of the rigor. But nowadays, we have dual enrollment with our college, our partners, CCBC. We have internships, apprenticeships. We are getting our students to be prepared for whatever they want to do after high school because of you. This is important because of the partnership. So when we talk about success, we can talk about the challenges, but I always like to bring out my one-pager and say, let me tell you about the system, facts. And if you know me, as a former math teacher, I state facts. Every time there's an issue, I will state facts. And this is something we're proud of. Yes, we're working on our graduation rate. I will accept 86.2%. But when we look at our fifth-year graduates, they're finishing on after 5 years. But I want that to grow. That's the work. If you flip the page, the second page, I won't go through all of this, but I challenge the team. Our job is to inspire, support, and to prepare. Let's look at everything that we do to do those three focus areas. And then when we looked at the success of what we offer, we have a lot to be proud of. We're working with our staff to have a much more diverse population. We want to retain them. We want to recruit more diverse staff members. But there's a national teaching shortage, national teaching shortage. And we do take volunteers, so if you want to volunteer at any one of our schools, we have 176 schools. We provide support, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit, in terms of our counselors, our PPWs. We provide opportunities for our students to be engaged through our community engagement, and then we prepare our students. And what I'm most proud of, the fact that not only do we have students who are earning a seal of biliteracy, meaning they are finishing, having done well on an AP, not only in one but two languages, but our CTE program, I'm gonna ask our CTE family over there to please stand. Let's acknowledge them. Ms. Parham, Dr. Grunt, all of them, Ms. Fales, thank you for your leadership. But they know that we can do the college piece and push more of our students to be ready for college, but we also have to do the career, and bridging the gap is what we're all about. So this is what I take with me when I go out into the community. So folks know, one pager, what we're all about and what we do. And it doesn't tell all the particulars. So don't get me wrong, there's so much more in this, but we have a lot to be proud of as one of the largest systems in the state, third largest in the state, and around the 22nd largest in the country. So I get to interact with all of my colleagues. But I want to tell you that yes, I am still an educator. Yes, I still read, and I'm in this book club. I'm from University of Maryland. I'm a University of Maryland, a College Park graduate where I got my doctorate. I'm a part of their alumni network. I love what we have in Baltimore County, our big universities and community colleges, but as a part of alumni, I still give back. And there's this book club that we're in called Equity Centered Trauma Informed Education. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen, with our schools, dealing with trauma. Not only the students, but the staff and our families. And I'm sure you've seen that in your work, living in the county, working in the county. So this is, I want to just identify The author is Alex Vanette. She's a teacher, leader, worked in an alternative school or alternative setting. And she talks about 4 proactive priorities for decision-making in an equity-centered, trauma-informed education society. And the 4 are predictability, flexibility, connection, and empowerment. Predictability, flexibility, connection, and empowerment. So as we're unpacking this, I'm in this book study with teachers, administrators from Montgomery County, Anne Arundel, Baltimore County. And I sat there and we were engaging in this conversation, and we were unpacking each one of those areas. Connection is the one that I want to just reference. Students have to feel connected, particularly in an equity-centered, trauma-informed education. Connected. The staff will remember July 1, 2019, I said every student needs to have at least one adult in the building whom they trust. I have been saying that since I arrived. We're not there yet. The study is saying if a student is connected, you will see growth in attendance and performance. But the book also says connection is not only within the classroom, it's in the community. And that's why we're here today. During my tenure, going out to different events, I met many of you, and I would hear these great nuggets. Dr. Williams, I've supported this school, I volunteered here, I provide resources at this school. Everywhere I went, I heard these great little nuggets. And I said, you know what? We need to bring everybody in one room so they get to see each other and get to see our staff. And so this past summer, we had our first community fair. So we went out on a hope and a prayer that it will happen. And we almost had standing room only. But the opportunity was there for folks to say, this is what I do in the community, and here's something I can offer to your school. And that brought tears to my eyes because I know, as an inner city kid, that connection is important. Students want to have an identity, and they want at least one adult to know they care. They want that one teacher to say, I'm not going to give up on you. And that's the work environment that I am commissioned to do in Baltimore County Public Schools. But I also knew it was happening in our community. So that community fair was really to highlight all of you who showed up. The great things that were happening in our community. And then I challenged members that appeared that day. I said, come to the board. Sign up to speak. Share what you're doing in a school or an event. And if you've been watching board meetings lately, we're having that. Our success cannot just solely rest on that classroom teacher, because our teachers are trying to deal with equity-centered trauma-informed, their own trauma. So the beauty about all of this is I'm so appreciative of the Baltimore County Chamber Association and what you do, whether you touch one student or hundreds of students, one staff member or hundreds of staff members. That's building that strong foundation. Those little things, I say to the team all the time, I like little wins, because little wins lead up to bigger wins. And when you put it all together, we have success. So I share that because I'm so appreciative when I go out to the community, to these types of events, I get to meet. So before I leave, if you have a business card, make sure I grab that business card. Because you matter, because you're a part of our county and you're touching a school, a student, a staff. You're providing resources for our staff, for our students. That's something I'm most proud of. And so this is the work that we do in Baltimore County Public Schools. But the young lady that stood up about training paraeducators. So part of our blueprint is looking at our pre-K, our early childhood. So one of our focus areas of our budget is to make sure we have pre-K available for families, and we have a paraprofessional in each one of our classes. That's huge. The other part of Blueprint is the starting salary for teachers at $60,000. So I'll tell you, when I started teaching in 1988, my salary was $18,000. And ladies and gentlemen, $60,000 is still not enough. But it's the start. Remember, small wins will lead to bigger wins. That's huge. Career ladders for staff. Everybody doesn't want to be a principal. Everybody doesn't want to be a principal. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think that was probably the best job that I had. And I'll tell you why. As a principal, I knew my students. I knew my families. Going to the events and wearing the school apparel, all that, that was probably one of the best. But I will say, as a teacher, I still keep in contact with those kids that I taught in DC public schools. And they said, "Doc, you have not changed." I say, "Thank you very much." But they are grown, their kids are in college, and I'm so impressed. But I will say, what we're doing with the blueprint is, again, no other state. We're investing in our education. It is a start. It is not going to be perfect, but it is a start, particularly how we're preparing our kids for what they want to do after high school. And this is the last piece I want to share. Our internships and apprenticeships, we desperately need you. We desperately need you to open up and say, yes, I'll bring in a couple of students. Yes, I'll sponsor an event. We desperately need you because our students say to us, this is what they're telling us. I always get student voice. They said, I understand about the rigorous curriculum, but I want to take a course at CCBC. Got you. We can do that. I want to work part-time. Got you. We can do that. But in order to do that, we need more businesses to open up and allow us to bring in our students so they can learn from you. They can learn from you and see what your journey is. So we're so pleased about the work. These are small wins that desperately will lead to bigger wins, and the blueprint will help us to get state money to do what we need to do, but we also need local money to do what we need to do. And the last piece is, I know many of the communities, they say, "Doc, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're," well, what about these facilities? Well, we have a 15-year plan of trying to upgrade our facilities because it does matter when students come in and they come into a safe environment and it's a 21st century environment. So I have to thank our county executive, our board, our county council, even our legislation for working with us to get the funding to start on our plan to upgrade these facilities. Upgrade. We have it all. We have it all. We have an open space school. We have a school that really looks like an old school with the white pillars. Remember that back in the day? But that's about our history. But the one piece I want to acknowledge, all of you working with our elected officials, that we were able to get the funding to start this plan of upgrading our facilities, which our students deserve. So I want to end to say thank you for this invitation. Thank you for sharing a little bit of who we are, our roadmap and what we're trying to do. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of my work and what I do. But finally, I just want to say thank you for being a part of our community and supporting our residents, supporting our schools, and more importantly, supporting our students. I hope you have a good meeting, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Don't forget, business cards before I go. Yeah.
I want to kind of spotlight a few things. Can you tell us a little bit more about the partnership program that I attended this summer that kind of showcases and facilitates opportunities for small businesses?
Yes, so I mentioned it earlier, we will have it again, where we would ask businesses, nonprofits to come in. This past year, we had everyone sitting down. I gave an opening speech, and then we had, more importantly, just the engagement for partners to engage with school-based staff, to see where was that connection. And it was impressive because many of you really want to meet some of our leaders in the schoolhouse. So that was an opportunity. Every school was represented, and then we had a workshop, the breakout session for those who want to be a partner, and how to do that with the system, and those who were current partners and just wanted to engage with me. So we'll have it again. The date has not been established, but speaking of which, March 22nd is our State of the Schools address. This will be my first time giving the State of the School address. The first time it was scheduled for March 21st of 2020, but guess where we were in the pandemic? So this will be an opportunity that folks will be invited to come and again, I'll be able to give an overview of how we're doing. But summertime, community fair, date and location will be determined later.
Awesome. And one other thing too, I want to kind of give you your flowers at that event. One of the things that I was kind of taken aback by is the amount of award-winning teachers that are part of the Baltimore County Public School system. I believe you guys won Teacher of the Year, Associate of the Year, Counselor of the Year, just kind of going down the list. So I definitely want to kind of give you your flowers. So please give them a round of applause because I don't think that's being talked about enough.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't think that's being talked about enough. We focus a lot on what's not happening, what we're not doing, and what's not doing well. But you got to look at the proof is in the pudding when they're going statewide and they're saying who's the best teachers and who's the best counselors, and they're in our school system. They're representing Baltimore County. That says something about leadership because somebody's got to pick them, somebody's got to empower them. So please give them another round.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.